9:52 is the time. Need to know with Jeff Angelo's program. Hour number 2, we're going to talk about the Fed meeting again today and if they're going to make any move on interest rates because inflation is not under control by their definition. And specifically, my goodness, if you look at some specific items like health insurance plans offered through an employer, those rates are spiking to the highest amount in 12 years. Let's talk this over with Eric Calciano. He is lead benefits advisor with New City Insurance, which is an employee benefits consulting firm. Eric is on my Davison Family Dentistry Newsmaker line. And Eric, welcome to Iowa Radio. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning as well.
So, Eric, it's easy to say, well, it's inflation, and health insurance offered through my employer. That makes sense that inflation's affecting it. But what's specifically driving this inflation?
There's a few factors. One is that the inflation that the country saw in the recent past didn't really hit health insurance when it hit for all types of other services and goods. And that's because hospitals have contracts with the health insurers that last between 2 to 4 years. And so those are starting to all renew now post the inflation having hit. So while they were locked into pricing contracts, they weren't able to change it. Now the hospitals are demanding more money. And so we're seeing that reflect. So last year, for example, we only saw a 1% increase in the cost of health plans. And now we're seeing a 7% increase. So we're seeing that delayed effect of inflation due to contracting. And then other than that, we are seeing healthcare workers are demanding higher wages. We've seen strikes due to healthcare workers demanding higher wages, which is now being reflected in prices for insurance and consolidation in the hospital systems.
So, Eric, I know my audience knows what's coming next. 1 in 4 companies surveyed say they plan to increase employees' premium contributions in the next 2 years. Is there anything employers can actually do to keep their costs down so I don't have to see a big premium increase on my end?
Yeah, there definitely are. There's a lot of strategies that companies can use. And essentially what they boil down to is taking control of the largest cost driver on their health plan, which is claims. So 80% of every dollar that goes towards healthcare is going towards claims. And so when employers implement strategies that can access the same care, but just at a lower cost, adding efficiencies to their plan, they can drive down their costs not only in the immediate term, but contain those costs into the long term.
So, Eric, I think it's fascinating that employers are in a tough spot here. I mean, we have an employment shortage in Iowa, like many states do. And so certainly a health insurance plan is attractive to offer as a benefit. You don't see a lot of companies dropping health insurance in the future, do you? Are they just trying to struggle and manage their costs here?
For all companies that are considered to be applicable large employers, which is essentially the simplest definition is 50 or more employees, 50 or more full-time employees, they have to, by law, by the Affordable Care Act, offer health insurance. So those larger companies, anything 50 plus, is really going to have to keep offering it. And not only do they have to offer it, but it has to meet affordability standards as well. So they really do just have to continue to absorb that cost. That doesn't mean that they won't erode the quality of the plan. So they can always offer lower quality plans by increasing deductibles and out-of-pocket maximums and everything else. So we'll probably see some of that as if this trend continues on. But for right now, employers have indicated in the survey with Kaiser Family Foundation that they are hesitant to pass any costs along to their employees. So that's why we're seeing 3 out of 4 companies are not planning on passing any costs along to their employees. And they're also hesitant to decrease the quality of the plan. And that's because this is a competitive job market.
Yeah.
And if they start increasing the health insurance costs, they might start to lose high quality talent. So they certainly don't want to do that from a business perspective. And then they certainly want to take care of their employees as well. And employees are just having a hard time absorbing any additional costs at this point. Everything is more expensive right now.
Eric Calciano, he's lead benefits advisor with New City Insurance, and offering insight in this situation this morning. Eric, thanks very much for joining me.